needlesscomplexityradio@gmail.com. Say what is on your mind. Enjoy the show. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Needless Complexity Show, de facto film reviews. It is me, your host, Julian, dropping in on you, seeing how you're doing. How was your holiday? How was your Christmas? If you celebrate Christmas, I feel like less and less people actually celebrate Christmas. I feel like the only reason I celebrate Christmas is because my family likes Christmas. I feel like if I didn't have family, I would not celebrate Christmas. I actually think that I think Christmas is actually kind of a pretty senseless holiday. So hold on. In the sense that I think that we have the priorities a little bit out of order, okay? If Christmas were only about spending time with those that you love and not expecting anything or feeling the stress and anxiety of having to buy others things, then I'm on board. But yeah, I think over the last few years in my adult life, I honestly I'm just starting to feel like a lot of these I'm like, what are we doing here? Okay. I love you, you love me. Let's spend time together, okay? Does it have to be in the form of a gift? I don't know, maybe if that's your thing, but I don't know. I just feel like the holidays should be stress-free. All right, no one has money anyway. It shouldn't be about spending money. All right, don't give Amazon your money. Take the things in your Amazon cart and delete it now. All right? Sometimes like I'll put stuff in my Amazon cart and I'll go back like a few weeks later. And that's how you can actually tell how much you want something. You know how people would say like if there's something you really want, you sit on it for a while and you come back to it maybe a month later. That's still a good exercise. All right. Stop purchasing stuff. All right. But wanted to drop in on you guys, see how your holiday was. I am still up here in Old Baltimore, still Danny Ocean, up here visiting family. It's been a wonderful week, spending time with mom and the rest of the family. And I'm telling you, man, it's I think I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I feel like lately the holidays make me a little bit sad. And for a couple of reasons. I feel like I think I mentioned this in another episode, but I don't live in Maryland anymore. I live in Florida. All my family is still in Maryland, so it's just easier for me to travel up here. So I try to come up to Maryland a couple times a year to check in on my mom and the rest of my family members. But I don't know, man. It's like the holidays lately. Like I feel like for the past like 3 years, the holidays honestly have just brought me like this sense of sadness. And I love seeing my mother and my aunts and my brother and my cousins and visiting everyone, but it also reminds me of just like how quickly time is passing. And I don't know, it's like making me feel guilty. I don't know. It's like every time I see my family, everyone looks a little older, everyone's slowing down a little bit more. And I feel like the last few years I've been wrestling just with this idea of like, man, am I seeing them enough? Like, should I be up here more often? Like, should I make an effort to spend more time up here? And it's even got me feeling guilty for, just living so far away. And then I go home and I just feel even more sad. And I don't know. It's like my mother is the absolute sweetest, most loving, generous person on the face of this earth from my perspective as her son. And I don't know. It's just like, as you get older and you just really see how much your parents have poured into your life and continue to pour into your life. And, you just kind of realize that there really isn't anything you could do to ever really pay them back. It's just kind of, I know like that's what parents do, if you have good ones, right? Some parents are, my dad's an asshole. All right. I don't have a relationship with my dad. That's actually so funny because here I go going all over the place. But I was like thinking to myself, right? I was like, everyone thinks about it, especially as your parents get older. You're like, I can't imagine a world without my mother in it. Like, it just doesn't make sense. Like, I would feel so alone. And I just feel like it's a pain and a loss that I could never get past. And then I was thinking about like my dad, and I never really had a good relationship with my dad. It is what it is. And he'll like text on the holidays sometimes. It's just like, oh, hey, how you doing, son? Like, haven't really ever been there for you, but hope you're having a great Christmas, and then hope you're having a great Thanksgiving. He'll text once a year, but it's like, oh, maybe like once a year I exist to you. But anyway, I thought to myself, I'm like, would I be sad if my dad died? And I'm sorry if this is like getting really dark really quickly. I try to make the beginning portion of the show a little bit light, but I got to be honest with you, man. I think the holidays just really have me in like just deep reflection mode. And I don't know, a little like, I don't know. I do feel a little self-conscious about it, but I asked myself, I'm like, would I be sad? Like, would I really be sad if I figured, if it was brought to my attention that my father passed away? And I'm going to be honest with you, okay? I'm just being real. All right, we keep it real here. I think I would probably, like, my sentiment would probably be, that sucks. Yeah. To be very honest, I'd probably be sad for like my youngest brother, because, he's like in his very early 20s, and I feel like he's got like some kind of relationship with him. And I know it just like a lot of it doesn't make sense to him, his behaviors, but I think I'd just be more sad for the people that still love him. I think I love him in the sense that like I have love for him, but yeah, it's just, what are you gonna do? It is what it is. And I know I'm not the only one. I am not the only one with daddy issues, okay? I mean, Jesus Christ. Like, I understand that, but yeah, I feel like I would not feel like an overwhelming sense of sadness. And I don't know, maybe it's like the apple doesn't fall far, because I know my grandfather, my dad's father, he passed away back in 2019, and I was living in California at the time, and kind of the same deal. Like, I didn't really have my dad didn't have a relationship with his dad, and it's just like that generational trauma, snowball that just gets bigger and bigger and just like destroys everyone in its way. But I remember my dad texted me, and he told me, when my grandfather passed away, his dad, and I was like, hey, I'm really, really sorry. Are you okay? And I don't even know if he like texted me back, but my brother, I think, who was still my middle brother, younger brother, but he's like in the middle. We were catching up one time on like one of my trips out to Maryland, and I didn't go to my grandfather's funeral. I just didn't. I didn't feel the need to, and I still stand by it. But I remember asking my brother, I was like, how was the funeral? Like, how was it? And he was just like, well, no one was like particularly sad. Okay, so like there you have it. And truthfully, like it made me feel a little less um a little less bad about not going, but I'll be honest, I really didn't feel bad about not going. We need to normalize. Okay, here's the thing. We cannot choose the people in our family, okay? We cannot choose those who are in our family. We cannot choose our parents. We can't choose our grandparents. It just is what it is, okay? And people who are in our family are just that, people, all right? I 100% am an advocate for putting in the work for those that you love and those that reciprocate that love. But if you have like asshole narcissists in your family who just like actively go out of their way to either not try to better themselves or just do things that like hurt people in their path, like you have no responsibility whatsoever to nurture that relationship. It doesn't matter who it is. You know, I am a huge proponent for having strong family ties. My mother's side, we are extremely tight knit, and we are very close. But that's just not the case. On my dad's side, and it is what it is. And I think for many years, especially when I was younger, just having a lot of questions, trying to figure out like, why does my father not want to have a relationship with me? What did I do wrong? What is it about me? Like, does he not like me? Did he not want me? And just coming to terms that with, the fact that it had nothing to do with me. It was not my fault. That's him. And, just learning to work through that and, not put blame on myself, because I do feel like a lot of times, people who are like either like children or spouses of, people with that kind of behavior, I think sometimes it's very easy to like blame yourself for others' behavior when it has absolutely nothing to do with you and it's all them. Okay, well, we can get off the family drama side of things, but you know what? This is just how I'm feeling today. And I told myself when I do this show, I'm just gonna say what's on my mind, and I'm gonna talk about what I want to talk about and how I'm feeling. Now, on the other side, I have been having such a fantastic time with my mother and my two aunts out here. I drove out there this morning, and we just had a wonderful breakfast. We had a wonderful spread. We had all of my favorite things. We had eggs, we had bacon, we had tater tots. We went to, I used to work at this bakery coming up through high school and partway into college. And it's this old bakery like out in Catonsville, Maryland. For those who don't know Catonsville, it's called the Breadery. So if you heard of the Breadery, if you know, you know. But got some fresh rolls from the bakery, got some pumpkin pecan bread, and we had quite the spread this morning. And so, yeah, just enjoying like good fellowship and lounged around. And then my aunt made a wonderful dinner. She made an absolutely wonderful dinner. And of course, they like sent me home with like 50 bags of food and all this stuff that I know I'm not going to be able to eat. So I'm going to leave it here at my cousin's house for her and her kids. But yeah, I hope you all have a wonderful holiday season. And, I think I'm not really one for, I got my mother and my aunt something, but, as far as the gifts, like, I get my mother something, I get my two aunts something. We do very small things. Like we do not at all, go all out for gifts. I believe in getting people things that they need. All right. I don't do the big ticket. Like I don't do it. I don't have the bandwidth. I don't have it's just too much. All right. Like I think if the people that are in your life are worth having in your life, your presence alone will be enough for them. But yeah, that was the holiday, and I think I'm gonna probably start making my way back down to Florida on probably. Well, I'm recording this one a little bit early so I can get this out to you guys on Monday, but I'm gonna try making my way down on Saturday, so I can get back to life down there. But yeah, hope you guys had a wonderful holiday. Oh yeah, I was gonna say, usually during this times, I get very contemplative during the holiday season. I feel like I reflect a lot. I think about, the past, the present, the future, where my life is going. I don't know. I don't really know if I'm not really like a planner as far as like writing things down and like writing out goals and things like that. But, I do think it's a time for me to, take inventory. Isn't that what they say? Take inventory and hold space and, reflect. And, I am looking forward to 2026 and, just some new things. I got a lot of things that I'd like to do this upcoming year as far as travel. I don't take enough time off work, so I'd like to take some more time off work and go travel. And obviously the show will come on the road. And I do see that kind of as a goal or vision for this show. I really do want to. I feel most alive when I'm on the road and traveling and in new and exciting and interesting places, and it makes me feel very inspired. So I just don't. I've been in Florida now for like 6 years, and I don't know. It's just it's not really hitting like it used to, and just not feeling as inspired there. So maybe I'll get into a little bit more of that in another episode, and kind of the next steps that I'm taking and all that. If anyone is even listening to this, oh, actually, you know what? Huge news for the Needless Complexity show. Okay, I told you guys that I'm afraid of looking at the stats for this show on YouTube. But I did go to my Spotify dashboard, and I have one follower. All right. So someone out there has mental health issues and decided to join my mental health issues. So it's a beautiful it's a beautiful thing. But no, this channel like literally gets like no views. But I really do make okay. So why do I do this? Why did I start this? Like, why did I do this? Okay. Uh, I feel like I have reached a point in my life where I think I'm really trying to return to the things that I enjoy doing. I think as like I got into like, late 20s, early 30s, I just became so consumed with my responsibilities and work and, relationships. And I feel like I have put so much energy over the last like 5 years into a lot of external things, which is good, right? Like there's nothing wrong with that. Like you have to nurture the things around you, right? Like you have to put the time and energy into the things around you if you want them to grow. But I realized that I was not really investing a lot of time and energy into myself. And I think it's really taken a toll on me over the last few years. And I just really have this like burning need and desire to really just kind of like return to myself and nurture myself. And I've always been like a pretty creative person. Played a lot of music when I was younger. I've, been in the arts and, just I express myself very creatively. I feel like I'm a very, I feel like it's an outlet for me. And I've felt like over the last few years, I haven't really had an outlet for like my thoughts, my feelings. And I realized that sitting and talking to myself is really is really helpful. So One of the main reasons I started this was to really just kind of get my thoughts and my feelings and my emotions like out of my head and kind of just put them into the atmosphere as like a form of therapy. And I don't know, like I feel like every once in a while I have something like somewhat coherent and interesting to say. And, I enjoy talking and I enjoy talking to others. And obviously I enjoy talking to myself. So I was just like, hey, like why not like, I don't know, like record this and I don't know, maybe post it. I don't know. And the whole movie review part is, obviously like I love film. I love movies. I feel like I love to like kind of critique them and, look at movies from like a very sort of, like an artistic perspective and, like from the, like the production value and the directing and the acting and the, and all of that. And I was like, well, why don't I put the two together? I don't know. Maybe someone out there, even if they don't jive with it or agree with it, I'm like, maybe they'll find it interesting. I don't know. I don't even know if I'm an interesting person. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe this is a dumb idea. Who knows? But yeah, that was the whole reason for the show. I just wanted to like do something and, just kind of get my thoughts and my feelings outside of my head and out of my mouth. And I was like, well, why don't I record it and put it on YouTube? So who knows what's going to happen with this thing. I'm feeling very excited about it and I have fun doing it. So, I think that's enough. If no one even ever comes to this channel or, ends up in this little weird corner of the internet and listen, listen, if you don't, no hard feelings. But I was just like, you know what, let me just try something new. It's fun. It's exciting. I'm enjoying learning. And I know my mic was shitty. Actually, I'm talking directly into the phone. I think the sound quality of me just speaking right into the phone is much better than that shitty Amazon mic that I was using. So we're trying things out. We're learning, right? I ordered a new mic. So that'll be back in Florida by the time I get back. So I'm going to be playing around with that. But yeah, if you don't mind hearing me ramble, I really appreciate it. This is a little bit more of like a chill episode. I'm laying down right now. Oh, Julian's laying on his back because I need to rest. I've been driving around so much. All right, I've been driving around a lot. I need a little bit of a break, but I had to come and talk to you guys. I had to check in on you, see how the holidays were going. Or I had to make sure you didn't pop. All right, but that's going to be that for this portion of everything. Again, really appreciate you all listening. Also, again, as I always say, go to needlesscomplexityradio@gmail.com if you have something to say, if you have a movie review, if you just want to chat, if you just want to get your thoughts out there, if you want to just talk and lay it all out, I'll read it. I'm here for you is really what I'm trying to say. I'm here for you. This is a safe space. All right? You're safe here. All right? Oh, Julian's going to look after you. But, all right, I'm going to get out of here. I'm a little bit tired. I think I'm going to try to turn in. But again, happy holidays to all. I love you all so much. Be good to yourselves. Breathe in, breathe out. All right? Take care. Good morning, everyone. Julian had to drop in on you guys while he's driving, going up and down 695. How's everybody doing? I had to drop in on, you know what? Julian had his coffee this morning, so I'm feeling good. I'm having my 15 minutes of fame. The coffee is hitting like it always does. The momentary happiness, that's what I call it. I feel like coffee used to, I don't know what the deal is with coffee. I think there's a little something else going on with these beans here, because, I don't know. I feel like coffee used to give you, like, sustained energy, but now I feel like it makes you feel good for, like, 30 minutes, and then it's like back to sadness, but then you just have the jitters and you feel anxious. But I'm feeling all right. My cousins, they have this it's always such a luxury going over their house, because I always feel like I've stepped into the future when I've gone over to my cousin's house, because they just always seem to have like the latest and greatest of like kitchen technology. You know, like I always joke that, you know, like my cousin, she would be like the Tupperware and remember those like shows that come on in like the middle of the night where you could just kind of like call in and they'd be showcasing all of these like really interesting and obscure products. And I don't know, do they even still make those? Does anybody even know what I'm talking about? I don't even know what I'm talking about. The point is that I love going to my cousin's house because she just has like the most wonderful kitchen technology. I can't talk this morning. She's got this thing that, so Ninja, evidently Ninja makes like everything now. They have a Ninja ice cream machine. And my fear with those types of things is like you use it once or twice and it's like really fun and exciting, and then it just takes up space, right? You know, I'm in a point in my life where I don't have a lot of space. All right, my mind can't handle much more space. I'm at full capacity, right? This 1 gigabyte of space is all maxed out. But she's got this Nespresso machine that is just absolutely lovely, and you know, they have more money than me, so they can you know, they do all the little Starbucks pods and cups and all that, and I'm like, aren't these things like $5 a pod? Like, how do you guys afford all this stuff? But anyway, you know, and it's nice. You know, the experience of using those pods is way more exciting than using a coffee machine. I'm just a coffee machine kind of guy. I've got like a Mr. Coffee from like 2000, and the only setting that it has is keeping it on. It either brews or it keeps the coffee warm, and that's it. And honestly, that's all I need. But she's got this wonderful little Nespresso machine, and you know, it's just such a fun experience using it. And I think that's what really sells these products. You know, you take the pod, and you know, you first of all, they have a filtered water spigot that's separate than the actual sink at their sink. So you know, I'm filling it up with filtered water, right? I'm filtering out all the impurities, all the Chesapeake Bay impurities, and you know, it's just such a nice experience. You know, you fill the little water thing up, and then you attach it to the machine, and you know, you pick your pod. You know, I'm like, oh, do I want the Christmas blend, or do I want the vanilla hazelnut, or do I want the medium roast, or you know, which one am I looking for? So I settled on the Christmas blend because there's no other reason why I shouldn't get it. It's the holiday season. And you know, you open the lid and you pop the little cup in there and you twist it, and it's just got such a nice feel to it when you twist it, and it just kind of clicks. It makes that little pop. And I don't know how these things instantly heat up. Like my coffee maker, it needs about a good 30 minutes to heat up the water. This thing, it's like this thing, you literally press the button and like a second later it's putting out coffee. But the coffee had foam. It's got foam. It is that nice. You've got foam. So needless to say, needless complexity, baby. Hey, Needless Complexity Radio, if you have something to say what's on your mind, honey. But it was just an absolutely lovely experience, and you know, being an adult, I think, well, if you're like me, you kind of have less and less exciting things to look forward to, and then because you have less and less exciting things to look forward to, you start to find excitement and joy in the small things, right? Like I woke up and I was fantasizing about making a cup of coffee in the Nespresso. So that's been my morning, but I don't even know why I'm telling this story. I just feel like talking. I feel like running my mouth. All right? I feel like running my mouth, so that's what I'm doing. But yeah, just driving down the highway right now. Gonna go check in on my mom at her job. She doesn't know I'm coming. I'm still in the Christmas spirit. I'm still feeling good. Actually, my aunt got me something really, really cool for Christmas. She bought me this little heated coffee mug, mobile coffee mug thing from Brookstone. I didn't even know Brookstone was still a thing. Remember Brookstone? They used to have them in like all the malls, and I feel like the thing with Brookstone is like people would go in there, but people would never like buy anything. I actually never saw people, but I felt like Brookstone was just a store for window shopping. But anyway, I didn't know Brookstone was still around. I didn't know they were still a thing. She got me this really nice little heated coffee mug from Brookstone. So, it's got this little USB-C port and a little cigarette lighter thing, so you can heat your coffee up and enjoy it. Every last drop, nice and hot. So that's what I'm doing now. I'm enjoying my Christmas gift. Through the years we all will be together, if the fates allow. From now on, we'll just have to muddle through somehow. Yourself a merry little Christmas now. Hey, you guys like my chops? You guys like my holiday tune? I used to Julian used to be a singer back in high school. Oh yeah, no big deal. Julian used to be in the madrigals back in high school. I was a tenor 2 because I could get there. I could reach that note, but I couldn't reach that note. So yeah, there's that. But anyway, had a lovely... Oh, also, hey everybody. How's it going? I'm back again. Had a lovely dinner with my younger brother. Got to spread some Christmas cheer with my younger brother yesterday. My little bro, who's really not so little anymore. He's taller than me, more handsome than me, and I'm pretty sure he's a baller. So I say all that to say I'm very proud of him. You've done better than me. You've done better than me. The younger generation is doing better than me, and that's all I could ask for. That's all I could ask for in this life. But yeah, my younger brother, my little bro, and I, we spread a little cheer, had a couple of cups of Jolly at the Yard House, which I'm actually not a huge fan of. I have a few gripes with the Yard House. Over at Arundel Mills Mall, and I gotta tell you, the amount of people that were out the day after Christmas, like not even 12 hours later, was like really, like it was impressive and both sad. Like impressive where I'm just like, I barely have the energy to like live my day-to-day life. And on the holiday, I feel like when it's all about like relaxing and taking time off of work and sort of unplugging, it's just like, hey, if that's one thing that you can count on Americans to do, we're gonna spend that fucking bread. All right? We ain't letting a dime go to waste. The level of people that were out at the fucking mall yesterday was absolutely insane. I was thinking to myself, I'm like, it's over. You bought the gifts. You spent the money. You went deeper into credit card debt. Congratulations. You did it. But no, they're not done. There were so many people at the mall, it was insane. And this mall is connected to a casino too. And the casino was jumping. The casino was jumping. So you know what? I have to tip my hat. I have to tip my hat to the corporations because you guys, touche, job well done. You have got us wrapped around your finger into the rampant, degenerate consumerism You guys win. We lose. Okay, back on track. My brother and I, we went to Yard House. It was a lovely time. It was just absolutely, it's always a joy to see my brother. He is just he's just such a fine young man, and he's just such an angel. And I just really, I don't even like spending time with certain people in my family as much as I love them. I just got to be honest with you, okay? But my brother is like top 3 people in my life that I feel like I could never get tired of being around. And I say that as an introvert. I say that as someone who gets sick of myself. Like, sometimes I don't even talk to myself because I'm sick of being around myself. But my brother, he just has this aura where I just enjoy being around him so much. And we just had such a wonderful time together. We went to the Yard House. We had we had the best fucking waiter. I get it, like, that everyone is just kind of over it. Like, I don't expect at all to get good service anywhere that I go. And I know who to blame, but anyone who works within the service industry or in retail, here's it from me, okay? Thank you, and no hard feelings whatsoever. I do not expect good service anywhere I go, and I don't think anyone should at this point. Like, we are not entitled to that shit, okay? But we had the most awesome server at Yard House. He was very attentive. He was very friendly, and he was so fucking awkward, and I loved it. He would do this thing every time he came to the table. Like, he would, I guess they call it touching the table. He would come over, he'd ask us, how we were doing, and, if we needed any refills on anything. And every time he'd go to walk away from the table, he would put both of his fists out. He put both of his fists out. And at first, my brother and I, we were kind of like, what's happening? And then we're like, oh, he wants a fist bump. And then we'd fist bump him every time. So every time he'd come to the table, we'd fist bump him. And it was the most endearing thing ever. And I'm just I think what I loved about it so much is the fact that I am just expecting to have a very not memorable experience with people that I come into contact in public. And I just think, I don't know. It's just, I'm just very floored in the most, in the best way possible when, people just really shine. Their light hasn't completely gone out yet. And I don't blame anybody whose light is either flickering or has gone out or is on the verge of going out. But, yeah, I met up with my brother. He was just fortunately enough, we were able to make it work before I got back on the road. Oh, Julian's back on the road now. Julian's going back to Florida now. Currently in North Carolina, on the road again. Anyway, but yeah, it was just really great seeing him. And now I'm sad. I'm sad because I'm missing my family already. Yeah, I think I had talked about this in another part of this, in another part of the show, where, it's just getting harder and harder to, oops, that's not a lane. Oh, Julian's about to drive on the shoulder, make my own lane. It's just getting harder and harder to leave my family. And, I'm going to be honest with you. I feel like when I talk about it, I try to make light of it so I don't, cry. But it's hard, man. It's hard saying goodbye to the family. I don't want to say goodbye. I miss them so much. I really do. I just had the absolute most wonderful little Christmas break with my folks, and it was just wonderful. Just seeing everyone smile and just being able to spend time with them and just reminisce, right? Julian's at that stage of his life where you just like, I'm turning into that person that's starting to tell the same story over and over again. You know how your grandparents or your uncle, like every single time you see them, they tell the same stories over and over and over and over and over again. And I feel like I'm starting to resonate with that more. Like I get it now. I get it. I'm turning into that person. And you know what? It's fucking wonderful. It's wonderful to reminisce, okay? If I ever have children one day, okay, Miss, wherever you are, call me, okay? I will definitely, I feel like I will be the overbearing, lovey dad. Like, I just feel like I will be the huggy, soft, dad. I just know it. I know it. I'm sentimental. I'm sensitive, baby. All right? I can feel my emotions. And, I consider that a gift. All right? I think more people need to be in tune with people need to be more in tune with their emotions. I think, we are so conditioned, especially as men. Okay, let me talk to the fellas for a second. We've created the standard of being stoic, right? And being just sort of this beacon, this rock that is unmovable, unshakable. And, that's good and all. Like, I do think that, that can serve its purpose at times. But you gotta lean into your emotions, you really gotta lean into what nature gave you, all right? Men cry, so cry. If you're sad, cry. If you're happy, cry, all right? It's okay to feel things. I am so tired of the culture of like not giving a fuck about anyone or anything other than like yourself, and it's wrong to show emotion, and you can't let people know how you feel because they're going to use it against you. And you know what? Well, let them use it against you, okay? All right? You're bigger than them. You're strong. It takes more strength to be yourself than to not let your light shine through, all right? Anyway, so have a cry, all right? Have a cry. I cried recently. It's okay to cry, all right? All right? It doesn't emasculate me, all right? Do you know what masculinity is? Masculinity is to embrace your divine self, all right? Embrace everything. Don't be an asshole though, okay? Like if you're a shitty person, like don't embrace that. Like maybe work on yourself a little bit, all right? There's help. There is help. But like, just like we are nature. We are nature, and nature is perfect. All right? Perfect in the sense that nature is perfect. We are not perfect people, all right? We're fucked up. Woo! Aren't we all, baby? But being emotional, all right? Leading with your emotions, letting it all out, like that is not a design flaw, okay? You were all beautifully and wonderfully made. But yeah, man, I got the blues. I got the post-Christmas blues. But I feel like I did all of the things that I wanted to do. So I feel happy in that. I was able to see everyone I wanted to see. I felt like I was able to spend a really good, meaningful amount of time with everyone in my family. I feel like I balanced who I saw very well. And it was just the absolute best. And, honestly, it's a little bit difficult going back down to Florida because my family's not down there. It's just me. And my brother, he actually used to live in Florida, not too far from me. But he just recently moved back to Maryland a couple months ago. So it is just, Julian. It's just me down there. Well, my closest friend and his wife, they live down there, but they're like raising a family. So, I don't get to see him as much as I used to. But yeah, I think this trip more than ever has made me yearn for having the closeness and like the bond with my family that I feel like I just have not had in the past 5 years since leaving the state of Maryland. And it's really kind of doing something to me, I don't know. I don't know if I want to move back to Maryland per se. I know my family, they're never going to leave Maryland. But I definitely want to spend more time up there. And it's just these are the years I feel like you really got to make it count. So I'm gonna make that my resolution going into the new year. I just want to spend more meaningful time with the people that are important to me, but also let them know how important they are to me. Because your time on this earth is very limited, and you never know. You never know what can happen. Life is beautiful and life is great, but life can your life can change in an instant. And I just want the people to know how much I love them. But on the way back to Florida, hopefully I can get back here by Sunday. You guys are going to be hearing this one on Monday, and then it's back to the chaos of work, which I'm not even going to get into. I feel like I've talked enough shit about it already. But don't worry, there's more. There's always more, baby. But, Julian's gonna get back to driving. All right, I got a really good playlist going on. Spotify is doing its thing right now. That's the thing I like about Spotify, right? Like, I used to be an Apple Music guy, and, no one could convince me otherwise. And the only reason I got on Spotify is because my dear old best friend put me on their family account. All right, thank you so much, buddy. And I know I never look back. Spotify has the best. Their algorithm for finding new music is just it's just unparalleled. It is just unparalleled. So Julian's gonna sit back, relax, and enjoy the rest of this drive back down to Florida. All right, might swing by Alligator Alley. Is that still a thing? I haven't heard anything about Alligator Alley. What's going on down there? But anyway, I hope you guys are doing all right. Hope you continue to do all right out there in Radio Land. Hope you all had a wonderful holiday season. To my one follower on Spotify, thank you so much for the follow. I think I know who it is. I think it's my friend. I think it's my friend and his girlfriend that have been listening in. So appreciate you guys listening. Hope you enjoy the shit show. And I'll talk to you later. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we just saw a wonderful, wonderful movie that took me completely by surprise. And you know what I saw it on? I saw it on Amazon Prime, which I don't watch a lot of stuff on Prime because just it's almost damn near impossible to find anything that's halfway worth watching on the streaming platforms. But I gotta be honest, this one was absolutely fantastic. It just kind of popped up on movies that they thought I should watch because they're tracking me and everything. I understand that Alexa's got eyes in the sky and they know what I'm up to every second and every minute of the day. But you know what, Jeff Bezos, you tracked me good. All right, you knew exactly what I would like. You got inside of my brain, and for that matter, I'm not mad at this one. I'm not mad at this one at all. Okay, we watched Zero Theorem, and this one came out quite a while ago. I think this one came out back in 2013, starring the talented, the amazing Christoph Waltz, and with his beautiful hair, lack of hair. But what a beautiful, shiny chrome dome he had in this movie. And gosh, I feel like I can't say enough good things about this one. So for those who don't know, Zero Theorem, it's about this guy who is sort of, he is trying to crack the Zero Theorem. He's trying to figure out, what is my life about? Why am I here? What am I doing? And he just is sort of driving himself crazy along the way. And right off the bat, this movie was so freaking stylish. It is one of those movies that just like from the minute it opens, it just sucks you in to the world. It's got this storybook feel. Obviously, it's fantasy, gothic. It's almost like Cronenberg met up with like Tim Burton, maybe a little bit of like Guillermo del Toro. And then it's also kind of got this very colorful kind of like Wonka vibe to it. It's gadgety, it's clickety. The costume design is just absolutely phenomenal. And the whole time I'm watching this movie, I'm just like, wow, like even for 2013, right? I'm like, this movie felt like it was like it like came out in the 90s or something like that. It's just like very sort of shaky camera move. It's just, I feel like I'm not doing a good job at explaining it, as most things in life. But ultimately, the question that we are trying to ask, right, or trying to answer here is, sometimes the answers that we seek are within us all along. Or how else could I say that? How else can I say this? Maybe the search for truth is what leads to the meaningless life, right? Like maybe we feel as though our lives are meaningless, so we search for this truth. We search for meaning, we search for understanding, but maybe it is in that search that things become meaningless, right? Like the truth is right now, and right now is the only truth. I feel like that kind of made sense, right? Absolutely wonderful, fantastic movie. I can't really say good enough things about it. It's charming, it's authentic, it's stylish, it's whimsical, it's poetic. The acting is strange, and I think really what a lot of like the directing, the choices by the director are just really interesting, and sort of the dialogue and how the characters say certain things and how they respond to certain things, and the blocking. It was just absolutely wonderful. I really cannot think of anything about this movie that I didn't like. And truthfully, I cannot think of a movie, and even good movies that I've seen like over the past year, I can't think of the last time I've seen a movie that I felt ended too soon, from the standpoint of like I'm not finished. Like I need to experience more of this. And I'm telling you, I felt that that's exactly how I felt. And I think the movie like came in like in an hour, and I think it came in like right about like in an hour and 45 minutes, I believe. And I feel like I just zipped right through it. I went on, and it's not a great habit to have, but and I think something that I need to work on a little bit more as a viewer is being a little bit more open-minded when it comes to like watching movies, because I just feel like movies just aren't as good anymore. I think that's just, that's an objective, okay? That's not subjective, that's objective. I think across the board, like movies just don't have like the creative value that they used to. So before I watch something, I find myself just doing like really deep research onto the movie and to reviews before watching it, because I'm afraid of being disappointed. But I went into this one completely blind, and I was pleasantly surprised. I went on I went on Rotten Tomatoes because I wanted to see like what people were saying about it. Usually the critics and the audience are, sort of at war. But they were pretty much like eye to eye on like the negative views that it got. Like it only got 43% from audience and 49% from critics. And I don't know, it kind of seemed like a lot of the criticism around this movie was like, it's nothing we haven't seen before. And I think like thematically, sure, like there's hundreds of movies that could fall into this bucket. But I think the way that the story is told, and how stylish it is just like, I don't know, incredibly unique. Like one person said, the Zero Theorem goes very few places to cover and speak to very few things out of all its manic effort. The movie is incredibly manic. It's very manic. It's very chaotic. And honestly, I don't even think I understood what was happening until like maybe three quarters of the way into the movie. But like, that's fine, right? Like sometimes like you don't have to always understand everything. Not everything has to be understood and put into a box. I mean, it's kind of like the theme of this movie, like the symbolism of this movie, right? Like I feel like so many times we go into things like needing to understand, and I get it. It's just we have a need to want to know things and understand things. But I think that this movie is more so like, okay, and it's not like by the end of the movie, like you get it. You're like, okay, I understand what this movie is about. I understand the symbolism. I understand the message. I understand, what they're saying. But at the same time, I think this is a movie that is to be experienced, and not so much understood. Like sit back, relax, enjoy all of the colors, enjoy the sort of like balletic, I don't even think that's a word, but like the body acting, and just like over the top performative and eccentric acting of Christoph Waltz. Like I've seen him in many other movies, and he's wonderful. I love his accent, by the way. There's just something about like that German accent that just really, I feel like you could tell me like bad news in a German accent and like I wouldn't care. Like, good morning, you are going to die today. You like my German accent? Do you like it? But no, I thought the movie was great, and I don't know. I feel like the critics are kind of tripping on this one. Like someone says, simply put, though, there's just nothing in Zero Theorem that hasn't been done better before. You know what? All of the haters are in search of truth, and I'm sorry if you are spending your miserable life trying to find nirvana when it's right here in front of you. Not everything is meant to be understood, okay? This movie was great. I loved it. It was wonderful. And I got to tell you, quite a diamond in the rough, because the things that are coming out now, and here's the thing, I understand that, like, I think, like, Hollywood is dead, so not surprising at all. But I don't know, man. This movie was wonderful. What do I give it? I give it a solid 4.5 out of 5. And I think I will say this, someone like myself, who I think is sort of like type A, just sort of needing to, I can't lose my grip of reality. I have to understand. I don't like being in the dark. It was really nice. It felt therapeutic. It really felt therapeutic. And by the credits at the end, I felt like I had just sort of taken a breath of fresh air. So Zero Theorem, go see it, everybody. All right, I'll talk to you later. All right, friends, really appreciate you all tuning into today's episodes. I think I'm trying to improve things. I think the quality is getting a little bit better, and by a little bit better, I mean it went from a 0 to a 1. All right, we still have a lot of work to do, but just wanted to thank you all so much for tuning in. And as always, I hope you guys are doing all right. Hope you continue to do all right out there in Radio Land. As always, go to needlesscomplexityradio@gmail.com if you have something to say. Okay, bye.
Needless. Needless complexity. Needless complexity. Needless complexity. Needless. It's needless complexity.